Hey everybody, this is Captain White of Rescue 9, Emerge NYC, FDNY, New York Emergency Services Guild, and I'm coming to you from the Rock, doing some training out here, specifically the K-12 and the Halligan. In last videos, we went over all the compartments of Rescue 9 and the various pieces of equipment which are utilized while we're working on the rig and the tools, specifically the K-12, the Halligan water can, and the CO2 can. Also, you do have a nozzle on the right rear number 5 compartment of the rig for utilization if needed. So today we're going to be doing horizontal and vertical venting techniques using the K-12, and we are going to also use the Halligan in forcing doors. I'm going to be using the 66 truck and its ladder to access the roof to show the horizontal venting procedures using the K-12 on a roof at the taxpayer building 3, and hopefully everything will work well. This video is for anyone's viewing, and specifically members that are assigned to the Rescue 9 rig within our guild. So without further ado, let's pull up the driver of Rescue 9 and we'll go ahead and get started. Once again, I hopefully members that are assigned to Rescue 9 are practicing their skills on the rock individually, preparing for multiplayer. Hopefully the drivers that are assigned to this company are also practicing driving under Code 3 conditions on the driving course on the rock. So here we have 66 truck. It's got its aerial ladder. Up and on the roof ready for us. We're going to utilize the K-12 in cutting the locks and all the roll-up doors to give us access into the front doorways to these 4 units on the taxpayers building. Again, this is building 3. There's also another roll-up door on a side window, and we also do have some iron work over here on the side that we can also cut off to gain access through the windows on this building or any building. And then we're also going to get up on the roof, and we're going to go ahead and vent the roof. Now, to utilize the K-12 in the horizontal venting of this building here, specifically this lower level, we are going to activate. We aren't going to bring out an engine company and knock down this fire. That's not what this video is covering. Specifically, we are doing the K-12 and the Halligan tool in regards to cutting the locks. And this is just, I know a lot of you guys are probably already know these procedures, but it's always good to have video for new members or anyone new to the community, and kind of like a how-to. So, on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out Rescue 9's, let's get the overhead venting firefighter out, and we're going to make sure he's got his safety equipment on. He does have his self-contained breathing apparatus also on, and full turnout gear on this. On the Rescue 9, there are many locations where you're going to see the K-12, but for access and utilization of the tool itself, we're going to go ahead and open up the number 4 compartment on the left side. Go ahead and equip, pressing G, simulating that he's checking the oil, checking the gas, making sure that there's gas in the K-12. We're going to holster it with the B. and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start cutting these locks. Any comments, suggestions, or any type of training that you would like to see, please go ahead and comment on this video. I appreciate the comments. Hopefully I'm doing some good and you guys get something out of this. So to equip your K5 or any tool that you have holstered with the B, you're going to look in the lower left or lower right corner, and you're going to have a selection hotkey numbered 1 through 5. In this case, you can see on the screen that the K12 is been holstered and he's on the firefighter, so we're going to press the 5 number. Now he's going to start the K12. We're going to left mouse button to get him in a kneeling position. It's going to also posture him as regards as being ready to start cutting. If you're close enough, it'll start cutting the whatever's going to be what you're going to be wanting to cut. The right mouse button is actually simulating giving it gas or pressing the trigger on the tool, and you know you are close enough when you start seeing sparks fly. Some come off real quick, some do take a little time to get it done. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. It'll be about a couple of feet away. I'm in third person view. This would be the first person view, which that's, I mean, I'm a good foot, 2 foot away, but it looks like I'm about 12 inches away from the lock. So we're going to go third person. We're going to right mouse, and we're going to go ahead and get it going. You can see the sparks. Hopefully the lock should drop and the door will roll up. Okay, on this cut, typically it does, the lock has dropped off for me, but in this case, yeah, we cut it, we popped that roll up door to gain access. We'll do it again. You can adjust your firefighter by using your keys, your directional keys, whether it be W, S, D, or A. And so far, only one lock has dropped. It's a hit and miss, no biggie, you know. And there's your 4th roll-up door. Now, if you notice, I'm walking and not running. Typically on the ground, fire ground, you're going to be having hoses and equipment and debris. You're not going to be just running around. That's the potential tripping hazard. So we're going to walk, simulating that of real-world type scenario here. Go ahead and pop this lock. Okay. This looks like a store window front. You got some wrought iron work covering bars, covering this outside exterior window. We're going to go ahead and cut it. And really anywhere is going to work, I have found. And after, you know, a couple of seconds or 2 minutes, and it go ahead and falls off, okay? You get near it, it's going to be a projectile, okay? So, now being that we're just doing single player and stuff, typically if I wanted to do non-equip or put this piece of equipment down, I'd press the G. The G's not working in this case. It's not allowing me to put it down on the ground. I'm going to try it again. I'm pressing G. It's not allowing me. I'll holster it, Let's re-equip. Let's re-equip it. Let's see if we can put it down. And it's not allowing me. But you should be able to put it back into your compartment. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is I've been trying to video this video a couple of times now using the 66 truck with the extended aerial ladder, which is almost perpendicular to the roadway. A portable ladder, probably a 20-foot or a 32, would also work on this this one-story ground level building here. But I just, for aesthetics, I guess, you know, getting the engines out, the truck and the rescue company out, I decided to use, again, 66. But in the past couple of attempts to video this training video, when I've attempted to get back on the ladder and descend egress off the roof, I've had a little bit of a bug where the truck goes flying in the air and my firefighter basically kind of suspends himself up in the air. So what we're going to do is we are going to activate, sorry about that, we are going to activate the training fire taxpayer. We're going to go ahead and get that going so we can vent this roof. The fire starts in the first unit on the corner, and it does spread rather rapidly in time through the ground level of the units 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to let that get cooking. While that's building up some fire and getting going here before I get up on the roof and vent it, typically speaking, FDNY, within the first 5 minutes of the first stew or a battalion chief arrives on scene, they're going to be given a preliminary report. If it's going to be the on-scene commander, the officer in command, prior to a battalion chief or any higher ranking official arriving 1084, that's arrive on scene, they're going to give a preliminary. In that preliminary, they're going to describe the job in which they're working, specifically the dynamic of what they got regarding the building size, the heights, split level, multi-level, what type of building it is, give it a width, and they call their the on ground level or their exposures, one being the front or the attack front of the building, two being clockwise manner, two being to the right, three being to the rear, and four being the right side of the building. Some departments will use an alpha, Adam, Bravo, or boy, C for Charlie, and D for David or dog, depending on your alphanumerics in which you employ with regards to the numeric system. So fire's going pretty good. We do have some active smoke going and flames coming out the windows. You can definitely see the first unit is actively burning, and it's going to quickly spread throughout. So what a captain, the rescue squad carries specialized tools. Its mission is in the direct assistance to fire operations, rescue operations, to truck and engine companies at a working fire, a 1075, specifically all hands, in an active emergency or fire incident, which would also be an emergency. When I say them both, they are synonymous, but an emergency can also be a collapsed building, an entrapment. With entrapment, it could be a derailment, it could be any, you know, there's various things that a 1075 can also be. Typically, it's going to be a working fire, i.e. a working job. So, our fire is going. The truck companies have the same tools regarding the K-12, the Halligan, and the cans on their apparatuses. The crew on a truck is going to also be doing horizontal vertical venting. The Rescue 9 company, it's also going to assist on that. So this is basically for the Rescue 9 within our guild and the members assigned to Rescue 9 in the working of horizontal and vertical venting and using the Halligan tool. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my uh, my overhead venting firefighter again. Get his helmet on. And if you notice in this video, which I just realized, um, I panned back enough to cause my firefighter to disappear. He had the K-12 in his possession, and I'd be safe to say, being that I don't see the K-12 on the roadway, he's now lost the K-12. And Rescue 9, even though in the compartments, we do have compartments that show, the right rear compartment shows several K-12s in the back, and I do believe in the right side, if memory serves correct, there is another K-12 on the right side, right in the number three compartment. So, but we cannot equip. There's a K-12 right there, and you can't equip it. The K-12 that is able to equip on Rescue 9 is going to be in the number 4 left compartment, and now you can see it is gone. So I am going to need to utilize the K-12, which is on truck 66. That K-12 is going to be on the left side of the truck. We will return it. We won't lose it like we just lost ours. And it's going to be in the number 4 compartment of the ladder. So we're going to open that up. I believe the number 4 or number 3. I apologize. And I believe it's right there with a chainsaw and some other equipment. So we're going to use our K-12. We're going to holster it up. We're going to go ahead and ascend, and hopefully this works for us. Hopefully my ladder will not bounce into orbit when I try to egress off or descend back down to the ground level. So we're going to get towards the end. We've extended the aerial rig crew has extended my ladder safely past the edge or the coping of the building. We're going to go ahead and equip our K-12. Keeping in mind our safety, our bar. If you notice, our bar is already going down. So you've got to be leery when you're on top of a roof. You may start taking damage. I'll show you a little trick how you can replenish your health with regards to taking the damage I've got. So again, we're going to vent this. I try to keep it real. There's going to be a series of cuts. He's kneeling down. I'm going to start cutting. And maybe put 1 or 2 vents. Okay, so you got your first cut. I am going to simulate actually moving around here for realism. This is a standard A-cut type venting system or technique. Now in some cases, smoke should be seeping already out of these cuts because I am cutting through the roof. You can move your firefighter again using your directional keys, W, S, A, D. Now that was rather quick. That dropped in rather quick. I'm going to try to get another one going here. Let's see which way this goes. Okay, there's my A, so you see where the outline of the vent's going to go. And I think if you know, all of us, when we're working with the K-12 and venting, you know, you do have to play with the piece of equipment. You have to experiment where you can cut. You could see that I'm taking a little bit more damage because I'm so close to that first cut. And as you notice, sometimes you got to move around. Sometimes it's not, it takes some time. So we'll go ahead and drop this in. Granted, I don't think we would be standing over a patch that we just cut. It will happen. Just got to move around. I think that also builds into the realism, in my opinion. Everything doesn't move fast, and when we're working a job, everything's not going to just be, what fun is putting out fires in 2 minutes? So this one here is showing you the difference of a difficult cut. I may not be able to cut through this. Maybe I've saw my blade, but it has taken time. Being that I'm videoing it, I'm going to post this on YouTube. I'd kind of like to be successful in all my cuts. First person view. I think you guys do get the gist. Oh, there it goes. See? Again, it does take time. There's the first one popped out, and we'll get off this roof after 2. Okay, so we got the 2 cuts going. Okay, if you notice my firefighter's taking a little bit of damage, let's go ahead and holster the K-12. And what we can do to replenish our health, take a couple of inhales of the O2. And if you notice, my health is back, up and going. So we're going to go ahead and take that off, put that the helmet back on, and now we're going to attempt an egress. So we'll go to the edge of the extended aerial ladder, and there you go. I'm happy because the past couple of takes that we've done, that aerial stick has gone flying up in the air. So we're going to return the K-12 to the compartment of the rig. There we go. We're going to take that. It's going to be an X. Okay. Now we're going to switch over to the irons, man, of Rescue 9. Now, when you look at your roles, the one thing that on the rescue, the ladder, and I believe the squad, they all have 6 members. You have a driver, an officer, a roof man, can man, OV, overhead venting, and also they have a irons man. Same as, almost the same setup on all the trucks and the squad. Okay. Now remember, the squad does have the ability to stretch a line and do some nozzle water attack if need be. Okay, Rescue 9 does not have that capability. So we're going to switch over to our irons firefighter. A lot of times the irons, the officer of a rig will grab the Halligan, It is common thing to do. Okay, they've done it, i.e. the nickname the officer's tool. Okay, the Halligan on Rescue 9 is going to be. It's going to be on the right side of the rig, and it's going to be on the number 2 compartment. So let's go ahead and open this up, and your Halligan is sitting there next to the, looks like a 6-pound axe, which would, the axe, the chopping axe, a 6-pound headed axe, and the Halligan, i.e. tools. So we'll go ahead and equip that. And we're going to go ahead and do the forcible entries on these exterior ground doors. Right now, also too, also the this one front window, you can use the Halligan also to go ahead and knock that plywood out of the way. Left mouse button in front of the door, reasonable distance to the door, and you're going to put your firefighter in action. He's going to wedge the wedge end of the Halligan with the pick and the Aldiz at his hand end, and we'll go ahead and pop those doors. As of right now that I know of, we can't force or pry open a door from inside a building. It's just forcing the door from the outside. So we're going to go ahead and pop all these doors with the Halligan tool. Extremely versatile tool. The tool Halligan is named after a fire chief of the FDNY, obviously Chief Halligan. I believe he was a deputy, and he's the one that actually developed this tool, or at least designed it. So right now we're go ahead. We've done all the 4 doors. Obviously, we got some heavy smoke coming out of this open entryway, which looks like a roll up. We would have to mask up. I'm masking my irons, man. We're just going to see what we can do. Look at the. I mean, that's some good. That is some good. I mean, really, you can't even see where you're going. So we're going to go ahead, watching our health. I'm going to try to pop this door with all this smoke. Show some realism. I mean, it's okay. He's popped that one, and I'm going to gain access into this hallway. And we're going to go ahead and sorry for the volume. But we're going to go ahead and pop this door, and we got some fully engaged. Hallway here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll go to first person view. Gives you a look of that's a pretty realistic look of a fire, of not being able to see. I didn't plan that, guys, so, and gals that are watching this. So that was kind of like that. That was actually pretty cool. There you have it. Go ahead and we'll put the Halligan tool back. Obviously, this fire is definitely spreading and is engaged. Definitely would be, in my opinion, a 1075 with all hands response. Go ahead and put the Halligan back. Switch out. And let's go ahead and get my captain of Rescue 9. Let's go ahead and extinguish the taxpayer. There you go. Even though the roof is still burning, you still got some smoke on the roof going. So, but there you have it in this training video. Hopefully this showed some insight of the use of the K12 and the Halligan tool in regards to horizontal, vertical venting, and also the foreseeing of entry doors on a job. This is J.C. White, once again, Rescue 9, and of Emergency FDNY, New York Emergency Service. We are a semi-serious role play group. Thank you again. I look forward to the next time I go ahead and present a training video. You guys be safe.